Welcome to our next edition of Expand Your Mind. I'm Stephen Horn, and I've been sharing the information that I have learned and expanded on over the course of some 30 odd years from an experimental class in learning and teaching I had in college. And in this class, we learned this Walter Gong model of education. Last time I talked about the fourfold framework of knowledge. I want to come back to the idea of central message, because an aspect of central message is something that we learned in this class that the instructor called the simplest case. And the illustration that he used was, how long is it going to take me to get there? Now, how long is it going to take me to get there is the purpose or intent. In other words, it's the question that needs to be addressed. So if I want to know how long it's going to take me to get somewhere, the simplest case is time equals distance divided by speed. In other words, the information that's absolutely essential for me to know before I can begin to solve that problem is the distance that I need to travel and how fast I'm going to be able to travel. Now, in reality, that question is a little more complex than that, because there are factors that come into play while I'm traveling, such as road conditions. How many pit stops am I going to make? Am I going to have a delay at the airport? I mean, there's all kinds of complications that come into the play of figuring out how long it's going to take me to get there. But unless I have solved the simplest case, that is, I know the distance and I know the speed, I can't even begin to solve the problem. All of the other variables are kind of peripheral to the central issue. This idea of simplest case was something that over the next couple of years I began to really appreciate, starting with the fact that as I was studying herbal medicine with Edward Milo Millett in 1981, right after I graduated from college, I suddenly saw a model called the disease tree. And I realized that I was seeing the problem of disease boiled down to its simplest case, its most essential elements. And I've been teaching that ever since. And I began to see simplest case models all around me in all different kinds of fields. You see, most people are really caught up in what we call validations and applications, which is data, facts, figures, blah, 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 blah. But the simplest case is what enables me to sort out and get the bare essential elements of something so that I can really use that to solve a problem. And all the other variables are peripheral to that. So in this class, one of the things that was presented to us is that the three-person solution, the idea capturing, expanding, and sharing, is the simplest case of learning. Therefore, any model of education, any idea about education that does not start with those three things is already flawed, because you haven't got the most essential elements of learning yet in the process. And that was a really mind-opening experience to me, because I started to realize that so many people are trying to solve problems with all the data and all of the complications and variables. They have never figured out what the simplest case is, and you always have to start with the simplest case. So as you are listening to someone teach, you should always start off with, well, what is the problem or question they're trying to address? And second, what are they proposing is the simplest case, the answer boiled down to its essence. Now, you don't have to worry about, at this point, does the evidence that they present prove that the answer is correct? How do I apply the answer? It's, can you get the basic idea out of that? And as I started to listen to people and look for those basic ideas, those core concepts, I dramatically increased my ability to absorb information, because I quit trying to memorize all of the data and I started getting the core idea. Once you have the core idea, that's the seed. The central message is the seed. When you plant the seed, when you start expanding on it, that's when you can really find the validations and applications, the real world experience that ultimately leads to you being able to then share what you've learned with other people. But if you miss the seed and you're too busy trying to figure out, what the speaker is doing to validate it or whatever, you'll miss the essence of the presentation and you'll get bogged down in the details. So I encourage you in learning to always start looking for what is the purpose, what is the question or problem trying to be solved, what is the intent or the reason why this message is being delivered, and what is the simplest case answer to that question or problem. So I hope you're enjoying this series, and I will continue to make some more videos in the future, expanding again on this model and teaching more of the applications that I've had of this model over the years. Thank you for watching. We welcome your feedback. Please feel free to comment on the video below. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to click on the like button. That helps us get more viewers. For more information on holistic healing on many different levels, visit my website, stephenhorn.com. You can subscribe to my free newsletter, check out my courses, or join my member program to receive premium content.